Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. Here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and goes until 5 a.m. Then 4:45 p.m. And goes until 5 p.m. on Facebook Live. We are Today we're talking about the topic guidance and productivity. What is the connection between spiritual guidance and productivity? Can one enhance one's productivity via spiritual guidance? The answer is yes. Spoiler alert. As you may know, as a veteran of the show is aimed at entrepreneurs, those who have their own business, those who would like to own their own business, and those who would simply like to live like a boss, an abundant boss. As you may also be able to discern from the show's title, we're also interested in the ideal of using joy itself as a technology to move ourselves towards our goals and objectives. We encourage everyone on the show to start their own business that they may be able to eventually live in abundance like a boss. All right. If you're enjoying the show, please swipe left or right across your device to invite people to join the conversation. Also, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We we speak to organizations, groups, universities, student orgs about being productive through joy. We also provide one-on-one productive through joy consulting, primarily for entrepreneurs. Have me come out, speak to your group. Have me come out, speak to you. You can go to, again, productivethroughjoy.com to see about what we do. Thanks for being here. Let's dive into the topic. But let me say a few words about myself first. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people when I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel, Americas, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson. That book will be out February 2018. Look for it in bookstores everywhere on Third World Press, iconic Third World Press. I am also the former executive director of the World Stage, a literary and jazz venue here in California. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I am currently a professor of English literature at Loyola Marymount University here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, right? I don't say that to brag, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity, given really how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to a wonderful single divorcee who was great, yet at the time, no biological father for me, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet, as Cool Mo D famously said, how you like me now, right? And if I can be this productive through joy, so can many of us be productive as well through joy. And so that in many ways inspires the business and the show. We know what it's like to come through difficulty. At times, people like us, because we have a built-in excuse as to why we cannot ball, why we should not ball, why we will not ball, we take it. And we're here to say that you can ball whatever your origins are. You can ball despite your challenges. You can ball. You can do it. We are witnesses to that fact and know that it certainly is real. All right. So thank you for being here. Again, we're talking today about guidance, spiritual guidance primarily, and productivity. We'd like to also touch in the morning show on the idea that you can move beyond the reality of having trouble follow you. At times, we'll wake up in the middle of our day, and we'll be just troubled because we have trouble in our mind. We'll wake up with trouble on our mind from a previous night that'll follow us throughout our day. We'll go to bed at night with that same trouble or new trouble on our mind, and it becomes a very dangerous cycle because, as we know, a troubled mind leads to stress, and stress is a killer. As you may know, if you follow my show, I was going through a series of really interesting and not so good situations, and having to negotiate that has been certainly a challenge. But being able to rely upon spiritual practice is what has gotten and is getting me through really a challenging series of situations. So on this show, we try to speak both philosophically and metaphysically, because these are very, very important topics and technologies, and we like to also provide examples. You know, we're not folk who are above trouble, above difficulty. So the way you're getting people moving through challenges in real time, and also offering uh, practical technologies to help you do the same. All right. So in the mornings, so we talk about this, helping people move through challenge, move through trouble, move through stress, because as entrepreneurs and as folks who are simply living in abundance like a boss, really going for their dreams, really going for it in life, at times it incorporates, it comes along, what comes along with that process is a heightened level of stress, because you're dealing with yourself, you're pushing past your boundaries, you're stretching your boundaries, and that creates stress. So we find that you have to have a productive way to deal with stress, because in this lifestyle, it can really debilitate you. So we talk about this process um, in the context of ritual. Ritual for us is defined as doing the same thing at around the same time. Let me give you a brief example of my own morning ritual to serve as an exemplar. So in the mornings I wake up at 3:45 a.m., including this morning, although a bit earlier this morning, but around that time, 3:45 a.m. I pop awake. I read a couple of spiritual books, business or spiritual books, rather. Um, I do our show now at 4:45 a.m. At 5, I work on my current novel until sunrise. At sunrise, I go to the beach. I live here along the coast. In Venice Beach, California. I walk out, I bring my drum, my yoga, I do yoga, I meditate, I pray. I come back, work on my current book for a while longer, then I go back to the beach, run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, return, run all the way back to Venice Beach to get my work out and get my buff on. So by 9:30, guys, I'm feeling amazing. My body's being flooded with endorphins. I leverage that euphoric feeling um, that that is a result of endorphins being released into our bodies when we're feeling joyful. I leverage that feeling, which moves me towards my goals and objectives, which for me, of course, involve consulting, real estate, publishing, and public speaking. We're not saying do what I do. We're saying do what you do. We help individuals create a morning ritual based upon their own belief systems and their schedule. It's very powerful, because life happens with us, to us, for us every day. It's best to have a spiritual practice working for you every day as well. So I'm reading two great books now from my, not great books, one book's all right, but maybe it'll get great. The first book definitely is a great book. It's called The Nag Hammadi Reader. It's a book of Gnostic ancient scriptures, really game changer. You see many things, but one of the things that's really interesting about it, and which made the books famous, was that it offers an early look at the life of Jesus Christ, which is fascinating, much more replete than the, really, frankly, the edited version that you see in the modern so-called Foursquare Four Gospel Bible. This version of these Gnostic texts seems to suggest that Jesus was a meditator, that he was just an Egyptian-inspired metaphysician, which is really deep. That book is amazing. I'm also reading a book called Own the Moment, which is about what it sounds like it's about. It's about owning the moments in our lives. From those two books, I extract some wisdom, which I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, I surrender to spiritual guidance, and I know my abundant dreams are guaranteed. Once again, today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, I surrender to spiritual guidance, and I know my abundant dreams are guaranteed. I contemplate that reading throughout the day, I place it on my phone, for example, as I'm going through my day. I'll pop it out and look at it, think about it. But also, not but, and I also create the morning and afternoon shows based upon this reading. So today we're talking about guidance and productivity. All right. So again, if you're enjoying the show, please go to productivethroughjoy.com. Also become a subscriber at YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. It's totally free. Get all these videos straight, live and direct, straight to you. I think that's it. Share this on your social media, of course. Bring me out to talk to your people, especially if you are at a school. We like to work with young people in particular, because we know that the youth is the future. All right. Let's dive into today's topic. So we're talking today, guys, about guidance and productivity. So point one is you want to be able to know that guidance is essential. You know, in the Western context, especially in the American context, we come out of this really kind of a false narrative of the rugged individual. And I'm a proponent of ruggedness and being an individual, but the notion that we are walking through this planet without assistance, that's just a falsehood. It's not even smart, because we are social beings biologically. That's how we're constructed. And so being in community, being a part of a guidance circle, a mastermind group, call it what you may, that is not only smart, but it coheres with our literally our biological makeup. Right? So you just want to know that getting guidance is good, natural, and biologically consistent with who we are. Point two is you want to access various kinds of guidance at the same time. So, as a mystic, I know that through meditation, through various types of spiritual technologies, that I can access and do access kind of a spiritual guidance. So, like direct communication with the Most High, with the spiritual realm, like really downloading what people would call intuition. Many of us have had that small voice saying, do this or don't do this, don't walk down that street. That's a pop version of following your gut. Those are pop expressions, pop vernacular expressions of what I'm talking about. It is possible to tap into that realm at a much more consistent, dynamic way. So, as a mystic, you can do that, because we can all do it. I certainly do it all the time. But you can also, as I do as well, seek guidance from folks who are having more success than you in your particular profession, your realm that you value, like a spiritual teacher or business teacher or Michael Datcher, which goes into point three, with various types of first by valuing guidance and understanding that that's a part of who we are. Second, by engaging in various types of guidance technologies, you're going to experience an uptick in your productivity in a consistent way that is going to change your life. I've seen that many times. I recently went to this, for New Year's Eve, I went to a meditation retreat with my girl, and it was amazing. I mean, just to be in silence and meditate for 3 days over the New Year's holiday was, wow, a life changer. And I'm still reaping the benefits of that now, right? So I was reminded once again of the importance of just being in a community of seekers, spiritual people, having a great example through Michael Bernard Beckwith, who led the retreat. I mean, it was just amazing, guys. So I'm just sharing a little personal example that always investing, always spending that time. You know, I'm not just talking about things theoretically. I'm also sharing with what I'm doing in my own life, which I've seen fruits born from as a result. So, boom, goes the dynamite. That's all for today's show. We air each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Please reach out to me, have me come out, speak to your group organization. Please become a subscriber at YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Get all these videos at your fingertips. Definitely go to productivethroughjoy.com, guys. See about us. We have powerful programs, both in the public setting and also in the private setting for individuals. That's it. Please share this video on your social media networks. So until 4:45 p.m., let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.